We begin our look at sports with the New York Jets and their new head coach. The Jets have decided upon former Miami coach Adam Gase as their new head coach. It's somewhat of a puzzling hire considering Gase was dismissed by the rival Miami Dolphins one day after the Jets fired former coach Todd Bowles. After he guided Miami to a playoff berth in 2016, Gase's teams posted 6-10 and 7-9 seasons. He finished 23-25 in 3 seasons with the Dolphins. Gase has a lot of work to do. He's taking over one of the worst teams in the league. For one thing, Gase is accustomed to the big chair, so there shouldn't be a pronounced adjustment period. He dealt with a lot of stuff during his 3-year run with the Dolphins, everything from on-the-field adversity to bizarre off-the-field happenings. He shouldn't be overwhelmed by the stress and responsibility of being the head coach. We'll examine his hire more in the C-List. Stay tuned. The NFL playoffs continue this weekend with the divisional round. The Indy Colts are at Kansas City Saturday for a 4:35 p.m. kickoff. Dallas travels to face the LA Rams Saturday night at 8:15, while the New England Patriots will host the LA Chargers Sunday at 1:05 p.m. The night game on Sunday is Philadelphia at New Orleans. That game gets underway at 4:40 p.m. The Islanders and the Rangers renewed their rivalry last night at Madison Square Garden. Josh Bailey scored with 1:26 remaining to lift the Isles over the Rangers 4-3 on Thursday night. The two will meet again Saturday in Brooklyn. Puck drops at 1 p.m. The Devils fell 4-3 to Toronto on Thursday. They will host the Flyers Saturday. From the NBA hardwood, the Nets will be in Toronto tonight to face the Raptors. The Knicks are home at the Garden to take on Indiana. Both games tip at 7:30. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. NBA star LeBron James is progressing from the groin injury that has had him sidelined for the last 8 games, but he will miss at least 3 more games, according to the LA Lakers. LeBron injured his groin on Christmas Day against Golden State, and the Lakers have gone 3-5 without LeBron in this stretch, sliding down to the 8th seed in the crowded West. Tim Tebow is engaged. The Heisman Trophy winner announced his engagement on Instagram on Thursday to the 2017 Miss Universe. The 31-year-old Tebow posted photos of himself proposing on one knee. Congrats to Turbo Tim. Another one bites the dust. Star wide receiver Antonio Brown could be out in Pittsburgh. Brown won't be released, but all other options are on the table regarding his future with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Team president Art Rooney II told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Brown's absence from Week 17 practices resulted in a benching for the season finale against the Cincinnati Bengals, and during that week, Brown had a flare-up in a team setting. Rooney said in the Post-Gazette interview that it would be hard to envision Brown as part of the team when he reports to training camp in late July. Brown is arguably the best receiver in the NFL. In tennis, Andy Murray said Friday he plans to retire after Wimbledon because of his right hip injury if he can keep playing beyond this month's Australian Open. In an emotional news conference, the 31-year-old former world #1 said the pain had become too much to bear and that he had made the decision last month during his training camp. Murray, who won 3 Grand Slam titles, Wimbledon in 2013 and 2016, and the 2012 U.S. Open, and 2 Olympic gold medals, had hip surgery in January 2018. Any national championship win is special, but what Clemson did on Monday night in Santa Clara was emphatic. I had the honor of being there for that one. The Tigers dominated Alabama in all facets, winning by a final score of 44-16. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence was magnificent all night long, finishing 20 for 32 for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns. Clemson's national championship win is the Tigers' second win over Alabama in the last 4 years. On the baseball diamond, the Mets have reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $20 million deal with Jed Lowry, a bargain if he can come close to that 4.4 WAR he's averaged the past 2 seasons. It may seem like an odd signing on the heels of the Robinson-Cano trade, but the price was right, and too much depth is never a bad thing. Plus, Todd Frazier wasn't that great last year, and Peter Alonso's projections aren't anything special. So the Mets can play Lowry at third and Frazier Alonso at first, with Jeff McNeil as the utility guy. Still no movement on the Manny Machado and Bryce Harper sweepstakes. It appeared that the Bronx Bombers were out on Manny, but now reports say otherwise. It seems to be a 3-team race for Machado with the Yanks, Philadelphia Phillies, and the Chicago White Sox still in the mix. Meanwhile, Harper appears to be getting closer to returning to the Washington Nationals, according to reports. Harper had previously turned down $300 million from the Nats. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-List to discuss the Jets' new leading man. I can't say that I'm totally on board with the Adam Gase move by the New York Jets, but former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo makes some good points as to why Gang Green went in this direction. 5 of the 6 new head coaches who've been hired by the NFL have a background rooted in offense, but there's one pairing the current CBS analyst thinks could be particularly set up for success, and that's Gase and, of course, this past season, the rookie Sam Darnold. He'll be moving into year number 2. Romo says, I think putting him together with Sam Darnold is going to be a very good combination. I think Darnold has some Peyton Manning-like traits, and Adam did a great job, obviously, with Peyton in that situation. Though Darnold's overall numbers in 2018 were average, he showed steady improvement as the year wore on. Over his final 4 games, he completed 64% of his throws for 931 yards and a 6-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Gase got the job in large part because of his work with quarterbacks. One of them, Peyton Manning, once said Gase is the smartest guy I know. No doubt Manning repeated that line or something close to it when he called Jets CEO Christopher Johnson on Tuesday night to recommend his former Denver Broncos offensive coordinator for the job. Simply put, Gase's mission is to make Darnold a star. The 21-year-old quarterback is the franchise's #1 asset, which explains why ownership allowed him input into the selection process. Darnold, in a phone interview with ESPN, sounded genuinely excited about Gase after talking with him Monday night via FaceTime. No quarterback under Gase has ever had a bad season unless you count Jay Cutler's out-of-retirement performance in 2017. Gase was Tim Tebow's position coach when the Broncos made the playoffs in 2011. He was Manning's play caller for his record-setting 2013. He had 55 touchdowns that year, and he got Cutler to cut down his interceptions in 2015 with the Chicago Bears. Ryan Tannehill never really improved under Gase, but he missed 24 out of 48 games because of injuries. The jury is out, but perhaps this is a better move than most people think. Are you sold, folks? Hit me up on social media at The Voice, Bobby C. Share your thoughts. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Back with more Open after this.